Stamford Bridge, the home of Chelsea, the defending champions and 9-point leaders atop the Premier League this season. I'm Rich Mahoney, so glad you could join us for our coverage of Boxing Day Soccer, the EPL on Fox Soccer Channel, a full slate of matches, and this is the West London Derby, as we mentioned. These teams have not met yet this season, but this would be their first meeting so far, and Jose Mourinho making a lot of changes to his lineup with 4 games coming up in the next few days. Absent are Damien Duff, Del Horno, no Michael Essien, so Robert Huth gets his just second start of the year in the middle of the back line. The rest of the squad pretty much as you see it, although that's only the 6th start of the season for Sean Wright-Phillips on right midfield, and he's in 21 games, he has yet to score this season. They were certainly expecting for a lot more from him. Well, let's take a look at a player who's really emerged so far this season, and he might be playing a little bit more. He is our man to watch today for the defending champions, Chelsea, and as we said, Jose Mourinho not starting all of his first-team players, and neither is Chris Coleman. Steve Malbrank is out with the hamstring problem for all of the Christmas Day fixtures. Philip Christanval and Thomas Radzinski will therefore be in the middle. McBride up front, he has 5 goals on the season, and Helguson will be running down the flanks. Leacock just gets his second start of the season at right back, but the man to watch running the Fulham attack, especially in the absence of Malbrank, will be Boa Morte. The Portuguese midfielder is on excellent form this season. Here's the goal he scored in their previous game, a 2-1 victory over Blackburn Rovers. He also set up the other goal for Papa Douba Diop. Now, Douba Diop was not available today, but Boa Morte, 3 goals and 4 assists on the season. He's our man to watch for Fulham. Well, we're just about set to go. The West London Derby on Boxing Day. So glad you're with us. Let's go now to Alan Perry and Nigel Spackman for the first half.
Well, Chelsea have a 100% home record in the Premiership. 9 wins out of 9 this season. Fulham have yet to win a single away game. If you're a Fulham fan, you'll cling on to any ray of hope here today, so it's worth pointing out, I think, that Chelsea have won just 1 of their Boxing Day fixtures in the last 5 years. Change at the back, of course, for Chelsea today, with Ricardo Carvalho out. A rare opportunity for the German international Robert Huth as Cole mounts the first Chelsea attack. Clever little step over to make room. And at the second attempt, Fulham get it cleared of danger, but only as far as Gallas. Closed down quickly by not 1 but 2 players. Legwinski got a foot in the end. Positive start, as you'd expect from the home side. Gallas on the ball again. Dangerous cross as well. It just eluded Drogba. Sean Wright-Phillips couldn't keep it in, but it is Chelsea's throw.
It's a bright start from Chelsea. Good ball in. Goma got there in front of Crespo to head it away.
And Drogba went for it again. Or rather, Crespo Drogba, the man he's replaced, of course, today. So many internationals on view here. I think even Jose Mourinho at times isn't sure which of his stars to pick. Away by Czech. He certainly is one of those Chelsea players with a stitched-on first-team place. As with that man Lampard on the ball, then on to Makélélé. The layoff by Crespo. Gallas, Robben. Oh, brilliant play by Robben. And a really tempting cross, headed behind for the corner. They just can't get going at the moment, Fulham. Chelsea have come flying out of the blocks.
Well, that's a magnificent cross. Good build-up play from Chelsea, but a magnificent cross in there from Robben, and someone really should have taken the chance to get into that 6-yard box. Sean Wright-Phillips has got to come in from that right-hand side and join in. Maybe we would have got a tap in.
Huth gets the header in, and it's turned in. Chelsea take the lead inside the first 2.5 minutes. Gallas the scorer.
And what a simple goal this is. Good pressure right from the start from Chelsea, pushing Fulham back. I don't think Chris Coleman would be too pleased with the marking from this corner, as Gallas just ran in there unmarked and just side-footed it in the corner. All stationary. Huth wins the header. Gallas gets round the back and just side-foots it in before Legwinski can get there. Huth unmarked, good head up, Gallas gets inside Legwinski, and it's a simple tap-in, and Mark Crossley absolutely no chance, and Gallas doesn't miss from a couple of yards out.
Would you believe it's the first goal he scored since Chelsea won 4-1 at Fulham last season? So he, at least, enjoys playing in these local derbies. And you have to say, Nigel, the start Chelsea have made, it may be early, but that's no surprise.
No surprise, they started like this against Arsenal. Really good tempo, pushing the opposition back, and they've done that to Fulham this afternoon, and Chris Coleman and his coaching squad would have come with a game plan today. But once you go a goal down to Chelsea away from home, you just have to say, well, let's make sure we get to half-time without conceding any more. And it's just the movement from Chelsea in the middle of the park, the confidence of the likes of Joe Cole and Robben at the moment. Really, it's very difficult to defend against, even if you go man for man.
Chelsea with a 9-point lead over Manchester United, a further 6 points ahead of Liverpool, although Rafa Benitez's team do have 2 games in hand. They're all over the place at the moment. Fulham stabbed away by Leacock, and they need to get themselves composed again, Chris Coleman's team. Chelsea with just 1 defeat in their 17 league games so far. Their 1-0 reverse at Manchester United back in November. Free kick in Chelsea's favour. Foul on Huth. Here's Robben, who's already caused young Leacock a lot of problems in the opening seconds here. Makélélé. Cole. Chelsea moving the ball with pace and accuracy. Well, if Fulham, Nigel, did have a game plan to come here and contain, that's gone out of the window already.
It has. If you work on the new formation with new bodies in there, as Chris Coleman would have done all this week, to come and play against Chelsea and match up against them, and suddenly you go a goal down after 2 minutes. And really, Chelsea have started so brightly, and anything that goes into any Fulham player in the middle of the park, it just goes down. And Chelsea just seem to have that bit between their teeth at the moment. They're really playing at the top of their game.
Boa Morte, one man who certainly can cause Chelsea problems today. Wright-Phillips tracking back well. Big chance for him as well today. He doesn't get many first team opportunities, not in the starting 11 anyway. Radzinski playing in a role just behind Fulham's front 2. Christanval, the header on by Legwinski. It turned out to be a brilliant ball. And Wright-Phillips has got the pace to make something of this. Defending in the end by Fulham. Helguson couldn't get it back to McBride in the centre. 100-mile-an-hour start here. Fulham 14th at the start of play. They have 19 points from their 17 games. And they're under pressure again as Wright-Phillips attacks. Crossley's clearance. Fulham have improved after a dreadful start. They lost 5 of their first 8 games in the Premiership. Huth, the man whose header set up the goal for Gallas. Crespo, Lampard, on to the goal scorer. Now to Robben. And after that whirlwind start, it's almost calmed down again.
For a couple of minutes anyway, but I think you have to say also Chelsea's work rate as a team and as individuals, and that's why they're doing so well. They've got the understanding on there, but they all work hard for each other.
Boa Morte's ball forward from McBride. It was a good header. The keeper had to get there and did. Excellent work by Čech.
That's why he's playing at the top of his form, probably the best goalkeeper in Europe at the moment, Čech. A good build-up from Fulham. Lovely layoff from McBride. A good save for the goalkeeper. Off his line, sweeping up behind his defence, and actually saved that a la Pat Jennings with his feet.
There's Gallas. Lampard deep inside his own half. He has gone quite a few games now by his standards without scoring, but he is still top marksman at Stamford Bridge this season. Huth on to John Terry, who's actually scored the winning goals in Chelsea's previous 2 home games before today. Cole with a step over. Well, Leacock is having a baptism of fire here. Cole. It's a good ball in. Wright-Phillips made an attempt to get there.
But it's a big test for both fullbacks, isn't it? Both of them young. One up against Sean Wright-Phillips in Rosenior. Rosenior on that side, and on this left with Joe Cole making the runs, and Robben. Leacock. It's a very hard afternoon, and really the midfield players have got to protect in front of these 2 young fullbacks,
who are both in a sense playing out of position. Rosenior is really a right back and Leacock is really a central defender, so that makes things even harder for them against 2 such talented wide men as Robben and Wright-Phillips. Here is Robben. Leacock's stick at it there and then Robben bringing down his man, Legwinski.
Yeah, Robben didn't give up on it though. He's tackling back. That's what his manager wants, but it's a definite free kick. But he's not just stood and let Legwinski go away with it. He's tracked him back and made the tackle, although he's given away the free kick.
Remember, Fulham have failed to win a single away game this season. An unwanted record they share with West Bromwich Albion. Leacock's free kick, extravagant, out to the left. Now Boa Morte. McBride in the centre awaits the cross, but he's going to have a long wait. Makélélé. It's a bit loose, that ball. McBride comes to meet it near post. And away by Makélélé.
Well, that's just a warning to Chelsea. They're overplaying in the wrong areas. You're back to the play. Square ball from Makélélé is stolen, and it gives Fulham a little bit of self-belief again, having gone down 1-0 so early on.
It's gone back to Rosenior. Not much room to get out of jail here, but he did in a sense.
That's good play from Rosenior down there. He's attempting to get the corner, he's got that. This might be the best play of the afternoons for Fulham to get back into this match from set plays with the height of Goma.
Also that night, huge figure, number 6, has come forward to the near post area. And that well by Radzinski. Good play from Boa Morte. Moved on by Radzinski quickly to Christanval.
Well, it opened up for Christanval, but he didn't get the best shot in. It took a slight deflection, which took some of the pace off, but Čech, comfortable save for him. But again, just a little warning to Chelsea that this game isn't over yet, and Fulham have come for a fight and try and get back into this game.
Apart from their defeat at Manchester United, by the way, the only other points that Chelsea have dropped this season were in a 1-1 draw at Everton. They've won the other 15 games. Amazing record. Boa Morte for Fulham. Rosenior making the overlap. Goes in instead to Legwinski. A difficult ball to clear, and because Rosenior kept going, he made it harder. Leacock. Straight to Lampard. Awkward header. All the way to Christanval. Now Boa Morte. Legwinski. Plenty forward. McBride first to reach it. And Lampard cleverly gets himself out of danger. And what a ball that is. Robben. Crespo has made ground into the centre. Wright-Phillips is there as well. Robben tries to lay it on for Cole instead.
Guys, again, good build-up play from Chelsea. It's just that final ball in there from Robben at the end, but that was down to Legwinski making the run back and intercepting. But I think Chris Coleman will be pleased with the way that Fulham responded in his last 5 minutes or so.
That was handball, surely. Well, I do not know how John Terry got away with that. It seems to me as clear a case of handball as you will ever see. Fulham will be furious if anything results from this. Robben's cross. Gallas. Terry. Now Gallas. Robben. Foul by the youngster Leacock.
Good controlled possession again from Chelsea, but I think it was Robben let the ball run past him and ran into Leacock there. Was lucky to get this free kick. Just ran into him there. I think that's a fair challenge just coming together, but Chelsea have got this free kick wide on the left and they played it short.
Lampard. Cole hits it. Not very well.
Right, it came to Joe Cole. Great form at the moment. The times I've watched Chelsea this season, he's been outstanding. But that was a poor shot from Joe Cole. Off balance and slices off the outside. But this was a save from Petacek. Lovely ball up. McBride beats John Terry in the air. Helguson's got in behind Robert Huth. But there was Petacek off his line. Read the situation well, smothered the ball and kept the score to 1-0 to Chelsea.
Tall goal kick there by Crossley. His team in trouble straight away. Cole. Hello, Ferreira. And that came off Wright-Phillips. Fulham's throw. And now Fulham get a free kick. Now on Boa Morte.
As I say, Alan, Boa Morte is so important to this side, but so's Malbrank. And he's not fit today, and Papa Diop. So they've got a few of their main men missing in the middle of the park, and it's down to others to take their chance, having come into the starting lineup because of the injuries.
Lampard. Short that, intended for Robben. Lovely ball then from Terry to the Dutchman. Crespo making one of those trademark runs to open up space for others. Lampard. Just took a deflection, corner.
Frank trying to get his shot in, but Fulham very organised, getting people behind the ball, holding the edge of their own 18-yard box and frustrating Chelsea there, but they've got this corner. And it's all about the movement again. But someone needs to pick up William Gallas.
Also Robert Huth. Well, it didn't matter in the end. Fulham given the free kick. Huth gets a telling off from Graham Poll. Chelsea top scorers in the Premiership. Mourinho's team have scored 38 goals now. They also have the best defensive record. They've only let in 7. They're on 46 points. Interestingly, 6 more than they had at this corresponding stage last season.
It's an amazing record, isn't it? They're not conceding goals, they're scoring plenty. When it's really question marks have been put against them this season, at times they really have responded well, as they did at Arsenal last week.
Nasty gash just above the eye there for Brian McBride, who's Fulham's leading scorer. This is how he got it.
Yeah, he's just going up with Robert Huth there, and Robert Huth's arm comes across, catches McBride across that left eye there. He's going to have to come off and have treatment for that. I don't think anything malicious in that from Robert Huth. It's a straight arm, and they've both jumped up there, and unfortunately McBride's got that gash across his eye.
Might be a tricky one to patch up quickly, that, because the rules are very strict these days about open wounds like that. He'll probably have to change his shirt as well. In fact, I just noticed he's gone back to the dressing rooms. That might need stitches.
I think it will. That one across the across the top there. I've had one of those. Nasty, Alan, when it cuts across the top there. There's not much flesh there either. I think they're going to need a couple of stitches in there. They're going to have to play with 10 men for a little bit, Fulham.
Another problem for Chris Coleman. Helguson on his own up top now. Boa Morte. Too difficult to even keep that one on the field. Well, I don't want to depress watching Fulham fans any further, but it's now 44 matches since Chelsea lost after scoring the first goal in a Premiership fixture. 19 months have elapsed since it happened. Makélélé for Chelsea. On to Cole. Good challenge. And it's important they just contain now for the next few minutes till they get McBride back out there. Gallas. Robben. It's gone for the return. Never get there.
We needed a Kawasaki 750 to get anywhere near that one. Just overhit by William Gallas. But it's raining and it's very slippy on top. But at the moment for Fulham, as you said, Alan, with 10 men with McBride off, they've just got to sit in there and contain Chelsea for the time being.
Lampard, Gallas, Robben, who's seen a lot of the ball early on here. The foul. Radzinski on Lampard. Deciding the ball was moving. Lampard makes his point. And then a lovely ball forward. Leacock just got his head to it. Awkward clearance for Zach Knight. Ferreira. Makélélé. Wright-Phillips. And that's a Fulham throw. Fulham have only won 5 times in their 17 Premiership fixtures, 4 matches drawn, 8 defeats. And it kind of sums up their season when you see they've beaten the likes of Liverpool and Manchester City this season. So you know they've got the talent, but they just haven't got the consistency.
No, you're right, but it's no good just beating those sides. You've got to beat the ones in and around you, and they've got some very important games coming up after this fixture against Chelsea. They've got Aston Villa, Portsmouth and Sunderland, all teams in and around them at the wrong end of the table, and those are the games that you've really got to go out and win those games and get some daylight between yourselves and those teams. If they get anything out of this game, certainly having gone 1-0 down, Alan, it'd be a bonus to them.
Ferreira, Makélélé. Well, Fulham have done their homework, closing the Chelsea players down in possession like that. And Makélélé was one I know they did decide was the key man for Mourinho's team.
Well, he starts them off so much in that deeper role in the midfield, just in front of the back four. They're always looking to get the ball into him to then start them off. And a lot of teams have come here this season and really squeezed on Makélélé when he's been playing to try and force errors from him. Aston Villa tried to do it, Wigan tried to do it, but when Chelsea are in top form, they can find other players with the talent as well.
Goma getting it away with some difficulty from Crespo. He was stationed out on the right still. It's a good ball for Wright-Phillips. Gallas, Robben. Strong play in possession from Lampard. Ferreira. Wright-Phillips. Fulham still down to 10 men and have been for the last 5 minutes now. As Goma gets it away and prevents the corner. Cole. to Makélélé. Robben has drifted infield. Lampard. Brilliant the way he set himself up. It's 2-0. Lampard's mini drought is over. The deflection deceiving Crossley. But as they say, if you don't buy a ticket, you'll never win the lottery.
No, he claimed that one, and rightly so. Frank, it all opened up for him. He hits the shot, hits Legwinski on the hand, and Crossley's going to his left. The ball spins back to his right-hand side off the big midfield player. But it's the run of Robben here that opens it up for Frank Lampard in the first place. He makes the run across Frank to his left-hand side, so Frank can get back onto his right foot and create the space. His shot hits Legwinski on the hand and spins past Mark Crossley to put Chelsea 2-0 up. There's a long way back here for Fulham now.
Lampard's 13th goal of the season. He's leading scorer and right up there with the top scorers in the whole of the Premiership.
Well, he's been in outstanding form and he's getting all the accolades at the moment, Frank Lampard, but he knows it's a team game, and that's great for us as England supporters that he's in such great form, along with his captain John Terry, and hopefully do very well in the World Cup for England.
Free kick goes Chelsea's way. Foul by Helguson, who's still on his own up front. That injury to McBride taking longer than anyone expected to patch up, and there must be a decision to be made by Chris Coleman soon. Does he wait and wait, or make a substitution?
Well, that's a problem when you're a manager, isn't it? Sometimes you think, well, is he going to be fit to come back on? If not, I'll just stick a substitute on straight away. But you hold out to hopefully get him fit and back on, but you've conceded a goal in the meantime.
Well, there's almost an air of inevitability at Stamford Bridge now. It's up to Fulham to change the script here. Got a free kick. A tiny way along what could be a very long roadway. Difficult enough to play Chelsea with 11 men, with 10 and a 2-0 deficit. Well, good luck. They've got to do an awful lot better than that. A really disappointing cross from Helguson.
Yeah, disappointing, leaning back, trying to bend it in for the big centre-halves who'd come up. But got it all wrong, leaning back on it and sliced off his foot into the crowd. But you have to come back to that save from Čech early on when it was 1-0 to Chelsea, and you know your big players making the right decision at the right time. He came off his line and smothered it, otherwise Fulham could have been back in this at 1-1. But now 2-0 down, I have to say Chelsea don't concede many.
And on the attack again with Cole. That's a corner.
Well, I think Chris Coleman's getting agitated down there, wondering where McBride is. Are we going to get him back on here? Otherwise I'm going to have to make a substitution. It's just pressure after pressure from Chelsea here.
And they need him on set pieces. He's a good header of the ball. Leacock it was who got it clear, but it'll come back in again. Clever twist and turn by Robben. Well, McBride is down on the touchline now, so at least Fulham will get back to their full complement of players in a moment. McBride back on the field as Chelsea win a free kick. Clearance by Christanval, not convincing. Rosenior. Makélélé. Is Cole. So difficult to get the ball off Chelsea. They could do this all day, you would believe, but Makélélé gets that one wrong.
And he just sort his feet out quicker there, but Chelsea did pass and move it so well. It's like, you know, the Liverpool teams of old. You pass and move, and the movement off the ball creates space for others, and that's why it's so difficult for Fulham to get close to the Chelsea players, especially in the middle of the park, and close the ball down. And when they do get the ball, they're put under so much pressure. You know, Chelsea are just in that rich vein of form at the moment, and they think they can take on all comers, and they soon will be, because they've got Barcelona home and away.
Yes, enticing prospect for the new year. 28 minutes gone, still in the old year here at Stamford Bridge in the Barclays English Premier League. Chelsea comfortably in front against Fulham, but they've now conceded a free kick. Legwinski will make his way forward, having just earned the kick. They've got McBride's heading ability now back in harness again. Boa Morte places it into a dangerous area, and Czech's mistake has led to a goal. He's only just come back on the field, but he has beaten Czech. McBride's goal, but a big mistake by the Chelsea keeper.
Well, we were saying probably the best route back into this match is through set play, but this is a terrible mistake from Petr Cech. He watches it all the way, and he's taken his eye off it at the last minute, and McBride gets in there behind him as it goes through Czech's legs. It's very slippery out there, but there's no excuse for the top goalkeeper to do that. And McBride has just got his rewards, got in there in front of Huth and scooped it into the back of the net.
Well, having praised him earlier in the half, you have to say that was all down to the keeper's error, really. A tap in by the American international for his 7th goal of the season. And it's given Fulham an unexpected lifeline on the half hour here.
Well, it's a straightforward save for a goalkeeper of his class, and that's whipped in there. He's just taken his eye off the ball at the last moment, and it slipped through his hands, through his legs, and McBride gambled on getting in behind, and he did, and got his reward and got Fulham back into this game.
And now their hopes have raised and given them a little bit of encouragement. Knight. Away by Terry, only as far as Gallas. I think the ground's still in shock here. It was such an out-of-character error for Czech.
Chelsea were just in cruise control, having gone 2-0 up, and everybody thinks the Czech saves everything, but it's just down to him, a goalkeeping error, sloppy goalkeeping, and opens the door again for Fulham.
Leacock's clearance. Back well by Radzinski. He's got Boa Morte flying down the left, and Rosenior on the overlap. Only the 5th goal that Chelsea have conceded in the league at Stamford Bridge this season, and they've scored 25 now, in fact, themselves. Rosenior, McBride's layoff, excellent to Boa Morte. There's Christanval. It's a clever ball back in and no offside. Rosenior's remained in an advanced position.
Well, they're asking a few questions of Chelsea at the moment. That goal's really spurred them on, given them a lot more confidence, and they're passing and moving. The fullbacks are getting forward, and Chelsea really have got to dig in there and make sure they're picking up their men and squeeze the ball when they can.
That shows you how quickly things can change in football. I think at the time that Chelsea went 2-0 in front, there wouldn't have been a person inside this ground give Fulham a hope, but now they've got one.
That's what goals do, isn't it? It gives you confidence and knocks the confidence of the opposition.
Ferreira's clearance, picked up by Radzinski. Under real pressure from Lampard, but Rosenior's giving them an outlet constantly down that left-hand side. Not the best cross this time, but they're finding it hard to cope with him.
Well, he's got good pace, and he's really saying to Wright-Phillips, well, I'm going to get forward, you've got to track back with me. And at the moment, Wright-Phillips is out here on the left. It's Robben who's got to get in there and really defend against Rosenior when he gets forward. He's got good pace, but as he showed there, he's not the best on his left foot.
Goma. Here's Boa Morte. And Fulham gain a little bit of ground again. Their throw. Fulham have only won 1 of their last 16 Premiership matches on the road, losing 11 of them. And it's now a year since they kept a clean sheet in an away game. A 1-0 win at Norwich last season. Rosenior's header on. It was a good ball out. Robben finding room on the right. He and Wright-Phillips have switched over for the moment. Terry. Gallas. Here is Wright-Phillips. Another problem for Leacock to deal with. He dealt with it pretty well. That was a good challenge. He's growing in confidence as well as his teammates. But a loose ball gives Chelsea possession again. Ferreira. Robben. Oh, well played, Rosenior. He's getting better and better. McBride chases. Huth gets there first. Rather a nervy clearance from Czech. Boa Morte. The layoff was a bit loose, but they've given it away again here, Chelsea. Legwinski. Well, that was an unexpected effort from that range.
I think he saw Gallas with his pace closing him down and just wanted to try and hook it in. But again, Fulham pushing Chelsea and asking questions of them. A little bit of self-doubt there for Chelsea at the moment, but Legwinski goes for the volley, trying to get it to the far corner, but off balance, puts it high. But I think Chris Coleman will be pleased with the way that his team's responded to going 2-0 down.
And you just wonder what might have happened had they been able to keep 11 players on the field.
Yeah, because they conceded the second Chelsea goal with McBride off. He took an awful long time to come back on, but when he did come back on, a minute later he's got Fulham back into this game with the goal. So it's hit and miss sometimes, whether you make a substitution straight away.
Knight's free kick. It's the best clearance. It's not the best effort either, but the deflection has taken it behind for a corner. McBride enjoying himself. It's the Fulham fans making their voices heard at the moment as we move into the final 10 minutes of the first half here in the Barclays English Premier League. Easy clearance for Lampard. Rosenior stood his ground. Just beyond Helguson. Gallas should deal with that. Crespo. Haven't seen too much of him. He's had a surprisingly quiet game as yet. Lampard. Oh, what a ball. Beautifully volleyed out to Robben. Ferreira. Wright-Phillips couldn't reach it. And the goalkeeper did, to Fulham's relief.
That's good goalkeeping from Mark Crossley there. Watch the ball all the way. Chelsea just get the break here. Ferreira just whips that in. Crespo makes the run, but Mark Crossley watched it all the way. Brave goalkeeping there to deal with this situation.
He's come back into the side in the last 4 games in place of Tony Warner. Wright-Phillips played it in behind Gallas. However, Wright-Phillips was fouled as he knocked the ball on. Free kick.
Yeah, Sean Wright-Phillips in and out this team here at Chelsea. Obviously a big money move from Man City. Not settled in as well as he'd have liked yet, Sean, but we all know what a quality player he is. And sometimes when you come to a big club and the expectations are so high, it does take you a bit of time to settle in, but I'm sure he will get better and better as he gets more confidence playing here at Stamford Bridge.
Robben. Oh, brilliant piece of skill by Robben. He was then sent tumbling, but no free kick. claim was it could have been a deliberate back pass.
Yeah, but Graham Cole waved Chelsea's questions away, but Robben thought he was fouled by Boa Morte there. Boa Morte very good at tracking back and making those tackles when players think they've got more time than they have.
Radzinski tries an early shot.
Well, it just broke for him, didn't it? Just decided to take the early strike, but really no real conviction in it. But McBride's causing problems with John Terry and Robert Huth. He's pushing them back and he's getting in front of them, making little headers, and they really need to deal with that. One get tight and one sweep up behind.
Well, you can see why they were prepared to wait for so long to get him back on the field. Here's Rosenior. His energy is remarkable down that side. Made about 20 lung-bursting runs already. Making me feel tired just watching him.
And me. But it's great to see someone with the enthusiasm. He's playing out of position, but he's still giving his all for the team, pushing forward and asking questions of Chelsea defensively.
Boa Morte doing likewise now. McBride in the centre. Gallas got it away from danger. Helguson allowed to run with the ball. Now Christanval took time, and he didn't have that kind of time. Well, Chelsea, who started quite brilliantly here, are ending the first half on the back foot.
And I think that's credit to Fulham. And Chelsea scored within the first 2-3 minutes. I just thought, well, the way they'd started, they're just going to bulldoze Fulham, and then to get 2-0 up when Fulham were down to 10 men, you just thought, well, that's the end of this game. But Fulham have come back into it. They had good pressure, but Petr Cech made a terrible mistake for the goal. But you have to say it's down to Fulham, who have gained confidence as Chelsea have really started giving the ball away in the wrong areas.
Well, the next goal you feel in this game is going to be critical. If Fulham get it, anything could happen. If it's 3-1 to Chelsea, well, you would expect them to go on and preserve their 100% home record. Free kick. Lampard. Here's Gallas. Cole. Legwinski in the right place. Oh, nice bit of skill. Helguson's layoff. Christanval helps it on. Radzinski. Well played, Joe Cole. Lampard. Oh, what a good ball again by Lampard. Crespo has Wright-Phillips to his right, and he went for goal.
Excellent play from Chelsea. Lovely pass from Frank Lampard. I think good play from Crespo. Sean Wright-Phillips going for the drive in it, the near post. Crossley stood up, put it round the corner with his knees. Good power in it. He stood up well at the near post, did the goalkeeper. Crespo just held on to that ball and released it at the right time, so it came into the path of Sean Wright-Phillips for him to get the shot in.
Wright-Phillips still awaiting his first Chelsea goal, by the way. Huth trying to shake off his markers. Still went for it. It's come back to Wright-Phillips. No one quite knew where the ball was for the moment. Not the best ball John Terry's ever played. McBride's head this time. Lampard cleaning things up for Chelsea. Paulo Ferreira. Well, Chelsea are known as a team who seem to get stronger over 90 minutes. They've scored most of their goals in the second half of games this season, and they haven't conceded in the second half of their last 23 fixtures in the Premiership.
That's an amazing stat, isn't it? But I think a lot of that is down to scoring goals in the second half, is Mourinho using the substitutions at the right time as well, and I wouldn't be surprised, because of all these games in such a short space of time, that he actually makes changes at half-time today. But to not concede in the second half of 23 matches, I think you have to say that just shows you what belief they have and what organisation they have here and the talent they have here at Stamford Bridge at the moment.
And obviously a very high degree of fitness as well.
Yes, they all work hard. If they don't work hard, they're not in the team, and that's down to the manager and the philosophy that he's got here. And he's given that belief to his players that you all work for each other. It's a team game.
Problem this time for the experienced Mark Crossley, who was unfortunate on Lampard's goal. Certainly the deflection as much as the shot was what deceived him. Wright-Phillips beaten to it by Boa Morte. Then Rosenior slices his clearance. Has been very fussy today when it comes to the exact positioning of the ball for these free kicks. Ferreira's free kick over the head of Crespo. Wright-Phillips gets in behind him though.
Well, he didn't give up on it, Sean Wright-Phillips, with his pace, but he's just stretching for it at the last moment. They're trying to keep it in play and couldn't get enough direction on that to whip it back across the 6-yard box. I think credit to Fulham that we haven't seen since the 25-minute mark or so. We haven't seen a lot of Crespo or Joe Cole or Robben or Sean Wright-Phillips, and I think that's down to the way that Fulham have come back into this game and asked a few questions of Chelsea defensively.
We're playing the 2 minutes of added-on time now. Away by Gallas. Lampard first-time ball. Leacock. McBride. Lampard winning it back. Clearance from Rosenior. Christanval brings it out for Fulham. This could be their final attack of the half. Helguson drifting out to the left. Plenty ahead of him in the Fulham white. Back to Boa Morte. This is Rosenior up against Wright-Phillips. Christanval. Offside.
A good possession from Fulham. Gone out to the left-hand side, back in the middle, but just offside against Helguson there. Chelsea holding the line very well. Marshalled by John Terry there. As the ball's played, they just step up slightly, and Helguson just drifts offside.
Crespo did brilliantly. It's a good effort.
Great control and awareness there from Crespo. Took it on his chest away from the defender in one movement. As it comes down, hits it. It's dipping all the time, but doesn't dip enough to trouble Mark Crossley. But we've seen him find the back of the net on a few occasions like that, notably that goal against Wigan.
So credit to Fulham. They went down 2 goals at Stamford Bridge against the defending champions, but they rally on a goal by Brian McBride to make a match of it. Halftime at Stamford Bridge. We're ready for the second half at Stamford Bridge. Fulham and Chelsea. Chelsea leading by a score of 2-1. Stay with us. We'll have action from around the EPL as well as highlights after the whistle. Let's go now to Nigel Spackman and Ivan Perry.
Fulham get the second half underway here then, knowing that if they're to get anything from this game, they've got to become the first team in 24 Premiership matches to score against Chelsea in the second half. formidable task indeed, as Joe Cole immediately wins the first free kick of the half, fouled by Boa Morte.
I think we'll see Joe Cole drifting a lot more from this right-hand side, maybe swapping over with Robben at times, but Guðjohnsen to play in that middle of the park with Frank Lampard, and we know that he's got a good touch, good awareness, bringing others into the game. And Gaida, when he's playing at the top of his form, is an excellent player in this system that Chelsea play.
Lampard will take the early free kick. Huth, an obvious target. Terry's up there as well. Huth, who came barging in, he certainly likes to clear out anyone standing between him and the header.
Yeah, Huth doesn't take any prisoners, that's for sure. And he wants to be playing on a more regular basis for Chelsea with the World Cup coming up. He wants to be in that German squad back in his homeland. But this is an early corner for Chelsea.
Well, they started the first half in a similar fashion. Crespo let it go. Terry was coming in right behind him.
Yeah, good delivery, but Fulham have coped most of the time, except for that first goal from William Gallas, where they didn't deal with the heading ability of Huth. They dealt with the set plays well from Chelsea.
Lampard, scorer of the second goal, tried to set up either Guðjohnsen. The clearance has kept Fulham in a little bit of trouble here, but in the end, the youngster clears the ball. Leacock. The goal McBride scored was the first time that Chelsea have conceded in 6 Premiership matches. They've won 5 in a row before today. Their statistics all make wonderful reading. Cole. Well, he felt he was tripped. Doesn't get a free kick, but he will get a corner.
I think Rosenior thought he was fouled by Joe Cole there. And when they went to ground, he tried to get up to get on the ball, and I don't think Joe Cole would let him, so a little unfortunate not to get a free kick there, but Chelsea will take this corner gladly.
Huth and Terry, the major problems for Fulham to deal with again. And Fulham coped well this time. If you go back to last season, Chelsea are unbeaten in their last 34 home fixtures in the Premiership. A remarkable record, and one that's really been the bedrock of their success. Cole. Lampard. Just trying to chip it over the head of Leacock and succeeded. Robben. Guðjohnsen with a chance. Good save by Crossley.
Excellent save, but fantastic build-up. Lovely close play, and then it's swept wide by Frank Lampard over Leacock's head. And Robben, you thought he was going to go on the outside, but drags 2 defenders to him, lays it off for Guðjohnsen, and in his stride hits it. And really, the pace nearly took it past Mark Crossley. He was happy to see that go over his own crossbar.
Guðjohnsen's only scored once this season. Crossley denying him then. Huth got it well. Guðjohnsen there again, lays it on this time for Lampard.
Well, this is good pressure from Chelsea. Guðjohnsen, lovely layoff for Frank Lampard. Frank just leaning back on it slightly there, and that's why it goes over the top. Got to get his head down a little bit more and fire it through the players there. But leaning back on it, but excellent start to this second half from Chelsea and Ida Guðjohnsen.
No wonder he's having to shake his head to clear it. He's had a fair bit to do early on here in the second half. Good header on again from McBride. This was gone, rather mystifyingly. Free kick to Chelsea. Don't ask me why.
Don't ask me why. Just ask Graham Poll.
Strange one. Terry certainly taking his time before he drills it over Cole's head. Rosenior chested it straight back to the Chelsea man. Now Makélélé. Robben. Lovely little ball for Crespo. Great skill. That night gets it away, but Chelsea, just as they did right at the start of this game, are really applying the pressure in the early stages of the half. They beat Fulham home and away last season, 3-1 here, 4-1 at Craven Cottage. They also knocked them out of the Carling Cup, 2-1 at Fulham. Makélélé, Guðjohnsen, now Paulo Ferreira. He took a deflection. It was a handball, wasn't it? Well, it looked like a handball from where I'm standing.
It looked like handball, but I think the ball's gone out of play. That's why it's not been given. I think Graham Poll knew that that was handball by that night there, when Crespo left it, but he was actually out of play. As you see it again, Crespo leaves it. There's that night. It looks to me that he's actually on the pitch.
Well, a really contentious decision there. Either way, it was a silly thing to do, wasn't it? Cold shot. I mean, you'd have to be half a mile off the pitch to safely handle the ball in a situation like that.
That pass just overhit from Joe Cole there for Frank Lampard. He couldn't get on the end of it, but I think you have to say this ball, as it bounces up, that night goes with his hand, and from here that looks like he's in the 18-yard box, and that should have been a penalty to Chelsea. Ridiculous putting your arm up, as you said, Alan, in that situation.
Well, they got away with that, Fulham, and quite how. The linesman, who was on the right side to see it, plus Graham Poll, the referee, missed that. I do not know.
I don't know. There's no excuse for that. There it is. There's the arm up. Looks inside the pitch to me, inside the white line. And I think Phil Sharp on this side really should have been looking at that and should have waved his flag for a penalty for Chelsea.
Guðjohnsen had a couple of let-offs early on in the second half already, Fulham. Paulo Ferreira, Cole, Lampard. They're happy to get the throw.
But when you're at the wrong end of the table, you need a little bit of luck, and that might be the luck that spurs Fulham on. If they can get a point out of this, get a goal back. I don't think that man will be too happy in our picture there, Jose Mourinho, because he'll feel when he sees it on the pictures that was a penalty.
Inexplicable thing to do from that night's point of view. Fulham threatening briefly then as Radzinski went in. But Huth's a powerful man. You don't beat him in many 50-50 challenges. Lay off by Helguson to Christanval. McBride, Boa Morte. McBride's gone for the return ball and gets there and should have scored.
Well, that's a good save from Čech, but McBride didn't get enough on it. Lovely ball in from Boa Morte. Huth can't go for it. John Terry's not round enough. McBride hits it at a near post instead of going for the far corner, which would have been better, but I don't think Čech would have got there. Čech makes a good save down to his right-hand side, leading to this corner.
And that'll make the goalkeeper feel better about his error in the first half that led to McBride's goal. Encouragement for Fulham. Christanval smacks it back in.
Well, I don't think he's going to score from there, Christanval. He's running away from the goals, trying to get his leg up and get over the top of the ball, and he's under pressure from Crespo anyway. Little warning signs there for Chelsea once again, that Fulham are capable of opening them up at times if they don't get and close the ball down quickly.
Guðjohnsen. Gallas beaten to it. Robben to the rescue. Terry. Huth. Makélélé. On it goes to Robben. Crespo's peeled away to the far post. Robben running with the ball and really ought to have moved it on quicker, you feel. Now Boa Morte. Rosenior. Oh, well played. He overlapped so well. Just kept that in play. And it's not a bad ball from McBride, who goes down and gets a
Well, he's given him a yellow card there, and some referees might have actually given a red card for this. Joe Cole wrong side, McBride's there. Here comes the tackle from Joe. Makes contact with McBride as Petr Cech comes off his line. Goes down. Graham Poll gives the penalty. Yellow card to Joe Cole. What a chance here for Fulham to get back into this game. We've been 2-0 down, Alan.
Helguson with a chance to bring Fulham level, which he takes in the cheekiest of fashions. His first Premiership goal for Fulham, and their fans cannot believe it. The first time Chelsea have conceded a goal in the second half of 24 Premiership games.
What a cool penalty, though. Helguson just runs up to that ball, slows himself down, waits for Petr Cech to commit himself one way or the other, and he just calmly slots the ball to the other side of the big goalkeeper. Petr Cech goes to his left, Helguson lets him just move and then slides it in the other corner. What a turnaround in this match.
And that makes the decision not to award Chelsea a penalty a few minutes ago even more controversial, as Drogba is about to come on. And what a bold move here by Jose Mourinho. He's taking off a centre-half, Robert Huth, and replacing him with a centre-forward, Didier Drogba.
Very positive move, and I think you go to 3 at the back, most probably, with John Terry and Gallas in there with Ferreira. And change the game plan once again, as he does so often. But as you said, the tale of a penalty given and a penalty not given. Chelsea could have been 3-1 up, and now they're back to 2-2.
Well, less than an hour gone here in the Barclays English Premier League, and we might have a surprise result on our hands. Chelsea have won 9 out of 9 home games so far this season.
Well, Fulham are asking plenty of questions of Chelsea. Jose Mourinho's changed the formation with the 3 at the back. He's gone Robben wide on the left, Joe Cole wide on the right, with Makélélé and Lampard in the middle of the park. Guðjohnsen just in front of them, and Crespo and Drogba up front. So you know he's trying to win this game. He's got the talent out there, but Fulham keep asking questions and don't give up on this. They really do believe they can get something out of this game now.
And Brian McBride in particular has been a thorn in Chelsea's side right from the start here, even though he spent, what, best part of 10 minutes off the pitch getting that eye injury patched up. Robben back to Gallas, onto Lampard. Chelsea expect to win their home games. Anything less would be deemed failure. That's gone out.
Well, the thing is, coming into the Christmas New Year games, Alan, you always expect to win your home games. You want to get off to a flying start, and I'm sure Chelsea still believe they can get off to a flying start here, but you have to give credit to Fulham. They've never given up, even at 2-0 down, and they've got their rewards back into this. But the controversy really is that penalty that wasn't given to Chelsea, where they could have been 3-1 up.
Fulham, by the way, have never beaten Chelsea in a Premiership fixture. Back in the balance for Mourinho's side now. Well, Chelsea prepared for this as professionally as they could. The players trained yesterday and then went off and spent the night together in a London hotel, even though it's a home game. But at the moment, it's not working out for them. Drogba with a header. Onto Lampard as the rain falls heavily again here in West London. Cole. Guðjohnsen. Back to Cole. Good ball in! Well, the clearance by Knight under pressure after the header, and Guðjohnsen almost finds the net. Offside, it won't count. The flag's gone up. The goal won't be allowed.
Well, this is a good save from Crossley, but in the build-up to this, Crespo, I felt, should have scored with the header, but he got it all wrong. But when it came back out, Guðjohnsen, lovely ball over the top. Crespo's just offside there, half a yard offside, and as it comes off the goalkeeper, it's him who's following in. And on this occasion, Phil Sharp, the assistant, does put his flag up, and that's why that goal's ruled out.
Correctly so, it seems. The officials got that one right, to his dismay. Well, if you're a Fulham fan at the moment, you might be starting to think this could be your lucky day, because the breaks have gone Fulham's way here in the second half. And they're in possession again with Legwinski. Helguson's back header, that's dangerous as well. Great defending. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, John Terry. Guðjohnsen with lovely skill. It's a really good game now, this. Robben, Guðjohnsen. It's a foul.
Yeah, the conditions are getting very slippery out there. That was a definite foul. You might see a telling off here for Legwinski. But that's a foul. But the game really is opening up now. And Fulham giving as good as they're getting at the moment. And Chelsea really to just get their passing and movement back.
He's produced another yellow card. Didn't make it particularly clear who it was for, because it was a sort of double challenge on the Chelsea man. And now we'll find out.
Yeah, I think he was looking for the number, and it was Christanval there who's got the yellow card for that challenge. But Crossley's now down injured in the 6-yard box, having made that save. Down to his left-hand side, looks like he's hurt his knee. I can't believe it's cramped for a goalkeeper.
That's the earlier handball incident.
And from that angle, Alan, it looks like he's definitely in play, and that should have been a penalty. And the assistant on this side, Philip Sharp, didn't raise his flag, so Graham Poll can't give that if the assistant's not giving it. So he doesn't know if it's out of play or not. Led off for Fulham, but they won't worry. They've got back into this game at 2-2.
However, they certainly will worry about their goalkeeper's injury here. They have got a substitute keeper on the bench, Tony Warner, who hasn't played since the 3-2 defeat at Middlesbrough recently, and it looks as though it's dodgy here for Mark Crossley. Physio didn't seem totally convinced himself, and nor is Crossley, who's trying to run it off. The rain really pouring down now here.
Well, if you're a Chelsea player now, you say, well, we've got to make sure we hit the target here. If it comes off the turf and it's on target, the goalkeeper's got to make a save here and ask questions of him if he's injured. See if he can deal with it.
Looks as though it might be teed up for Lampard. Smacked straight into the wall. Makélélé. Well, the bank holiday fixtures at this time of the year are always eventful, and this is no exception. Fulham believe they should have had a free kick moments ago. Chelsea will get one now. And it's another yellow card as well for Legwinski this time, I think.
Legwinski this time, yes, and he's mistimed that because he slid in, but in these conditions, if you slide in, your momentum's just going to take you into people, and Legwinski sees Lampard pulling the trigger, makes the challenge, and this is a fantastic opportunity now for Chelsea to get back in the lead.
Well, Lampard scored in all 3 Chelsea victories against Fulham last season. He's already scored today for Mourinho's team, of course. Can he hit the target again? Or will Robben be the man to take it?
I think Guðjohnsen fancies it as well. Take your pick.
Spoiled for choice, literally. It's Guðjohnsen, and it's high and wide.
Yeah, not one of his better efforts there from Ida, but he has got that quality to get the ball up and over the crossbar. But on this occasion, he's leaning back on it too much, trying to get too much power in it, and just bending away from the goals rather than coming back on target.
Well, it looks as though Warner might have to come on here. The home fans are complaining that Fulham are wasting time, but I think quite genuinely Crossley can't take the goal kicks, so he's having to leave it to Zach Knight. And Warner seems to be getting some instructions. I imagine he'll be on. before long, because Crossley seems to be limping at the moment. Well, they have other substitute ready as well as play continues. Terry's clearance. Boa Morte just about got there. Christanval. I think there's going to be a double change on the way here for Fulham. Looks as though their goalkeeper can't carry on, but they've also got an outfield player. Looks like Collins John ready to be introduced. Here's Cole. Makélélé. Won back by Radzinski, but at the expense of a free kick, and he lashed the ball away angrily. Looking not to be cautioned, perhaps. We've had 3 yellow cards in quick succession here. Cole, Christanval and Legwinski. Helped on by Lampard, and then away by the giant Zat Knight. Good decision here for Chris Coleman in the red tracksuit top there, the Fulham manager, who's never managed the victory against Chelsea in his managerial career.
I think he'll be pleased with the way his team's responded in this match, though. Going 2 down to get back to 2-all. Chelsea feel hard done by. They didn't get that penalty decision, but I think Chris Coleman would just say, well, his team's just gone on with it.
Cole deliberately plays the ball against the Fulham man to win a corner. Drogba, the additional threat now for Fulham to worry about from the set pieces. John Terry headed back across goal against the crossbar and then off the line. Crespo unlucky. Back in it goes. Drogba goes for it. Free kick to Fulham.
Well, it's good pressure from Chelsea. Good header in the first place from John Terry, but I think Crossley's going to have to come off. He was struggling to get there with that save and then the punch. John Terry's header back across. Crespo with the header. Crossley just palms it out. It's his own player and then it's cleared off the line. I don't think Crossley's moving too well. I think he's going to have to come off, and Tony Warner's going to have to come on.
Could have been an own goal there for Goma. But he seems to be indicating to the bench, give me a few more minutes. Legwinski pushing on for Fulham. Christanval. Oh, you can't have that much time against Chelsea. He's got away with it this time. Certainly they are about to bring on Collins John, Fulham, but the goalkeeper remains out there for the moment anyway, as Drogba takes it well. Christanval there to clear. Leacock trying to pick out McBride, but failing to do so. In towards Drogba. Crespo up with him. Good tackle. It's a really open game, this. Radzinski. Boa Morte's made a great run down the centre. A better ball there, and Boa Morte was one-on-one with Čech.
Well, he also had the pass outside to McBride, who'd pulled wide into this left-back position. And really, Chelsea flame 3 at the back. They're very narrow, and it means that Robben's got to get back in, and Joe Cole have got to get back in and protect the back 3 at times. And they're leaving themselves very open, but that's just the way Mourinho wants to be. He wants to win this game.
Helguson, whose penalty brought Fulham back into the match, is replaced by Collins John, who had to go off with a hamstring injury after half an hour of the previous game against Blackburn. Crossley still not prepared to admit defeat, even though they've got Warner stripped and ready to come on now on the touchline. Well, they're always eventful. Boxing Day fixtures, always.
I think Mark Crossley's enjoying himself up there. Although he's injured, he doesn't want to come off.
Mourinho getting frustrated at all the delays. Foul on Drogba. And I think the manager has decided to overrule the goalkeeper. Tony Warner, who was first choice at the start of the season, before Crossley here replaced him for the last few games. He's about to come on in his place now. Or is he? Oh, he's looking a bit mystified.
Well, Graham Poll's just telling him to go to the nearest line and walk off, not walk across the pitch.
Yeah, you're right.
But Warner's going to come on. It's always difficult for a goalkeeper in these conditions. When you're cold, you come on. These conditions, it's very slippery surface. It's going to be a testing time for Tony Warner here.
Made a dozen appearances this season. It's going to be a long and lonely walk for Crossley. He's going to get quite a bit of abuse on the way back, I would imagine. Paulo Ferreira with the free kick. Back to the football again. Guðjohnsen. Oh, was that handball by Leacock? Referee says no. Well, that's a foul. No question about that.
He did well, McBride, though. He just gets his body across Big John there. Big John Terry gets his body across, and John, when he's watching the ball, just runs into the back of him. But that's good play from the centre-forward, inviting the foul from the defender and taking the pressure off your team.
I think he's been excellent today, Brian McBride. He'll be going to the World Cup finals for the third time in his career with the USA. Sneaking in again here, beaten to it this time, though. We've got Collins John on now as that extra sharp edge in attack. Radzinski forward, decent ball. And available again. Looking for John on the far side of the penalty area. And he got his shot in. Chelsea gave him so much time.
Well, he did have a lot of time there as that cross come in, but it's good build-up play. But it comes back to John, and Guðjohnsen doesn't get tight enough here, leaves the goal at his mercy, but he can't bend his shot around. He tries to take with the outside of his right foot and bend that in the bottom corner, but got it all wrong.
Now at the other end, it's Chelsea's turn to threaten with Joe Cole. Got to do better than that, though. Drogba will keep the pressure on young Leacock, and he foul him. "18 minutes to go here. We're at Stamford Bridge in the Barclays English Premier League. It's 2-2. Crespo couldn't quite reach the cross. And Warner makes sure he gets his first touch and nearly slid straight out of the penalty area. Good throw, wasn't it? But Chelsea have it back. Guðjohnsen. Rosenior nips in to intercept. Boa Morte, an awkward ball for him.
Well, this match is so balanced now at 2-2. Fulham trying to defend and hit on the counter-attack. Chelsea trying to play the three at the back and get the ball up to Drogba and Crespo. But in the middle of the park, it's really Fulham who are getting a lot of the ball, and Chelsea have got to get tighter in the right areas.
Chelsea attacking with Cole. What a ball for Crespo! What a magnificent goal!
Well, you have to say, Alan, what a magnificent cross this is from Joe Cole on the run. Looks up, bends that in there. That Knight can't get there, Leacock can't get there, but Crespo can. And that's such a difficult skill with the ball coming across your body to control this at full stretch on your left foot. And he just makes sure he hits the target and goes back across the goalkeeper, Tony Warner, who's only just come on. What a magnificent cross, but an even better finish from the Argentine international. And that's why he's one of the top goal scorers in world football. Controlled side foot volley, but what a cross from Joe Cole.
A goal of sheer quality puts Mourinho's team back in front again here with just over 15 minutes remaining, but back on Fulham once more with the ever dangerous McBride, but not this time. Chelsea are about to make a change here. Geremi on the touchline, ready to come on.
I've seen Jose Mourinho do this before. He's changed it to three at the back when they've been struggling, and then they get in front again, and he goes back to a back four. I think Geremi will come on and play as a fullback, and he'll take one of the strikers off.
There's Drogba, who's not been on long, and his foot was very high then, and he caught young Rosenior right in the face, I think.
Yeah, I think he caught him just in the chest there, I think, but it was a high challenge. But Fulham have got to do it all again. 2 2-0 down, back to 2-2, and Chelsea got in front again here, but you've got to say that Chris Coleman and his side have put on a tremendous performance against the champions here.
And the man who might well have scored the winning goal is substituted. Hernan Crespo, getting his 4th goal in his last 5 games, makes way for Geremi. Magnificent goal.
You're right, that was a magnificent goal, controlled finish. But Jeremy's going to slot in it right back with...
Hold on here. And Czech suddenly had to dive bravely at the feet of Radzinski. Fulham won't lie down.
Well, it's just a long ball forward, and Chelsea haven't dealt with it. They've reshuffled it at the back again. Gallas letting it run across, and Radzinski getting behind. And if he just lifted that over Petr Cech instead of going for power, that could have ended up in the back of the net, and we would have had 3-3 on our hands. But Jeremy's gone to right back, Ferreira left back, John Terry and Gallas as the centre-backs now.
When you think McBride's had a couple of decent chances in this half, that one for Radzinski, Fulham played a big part in the second half of this game, big part in the whole game.
Well, I think this has been an excellent showing from both sides. Fulham were asked the questions early on, they came back into it, and they asked the questions of Chelsea, and Chelsea responded. And it's Chelsea just with that narrow lead at the moment, but this game's far from over.
You're right, if Chelsea keep making mistakes like that. Radzinski, Legwinski. Here's Rosenior. He battled away well, but he's lost out in the end. Cole. Just behind Arjen Robben. Leacock. Good layoff by Collins John. Now Boa Morte. He was brushed aside by Makélélé. No foul. Guðjohnsen. It's been a hugely entertaining match.
Yeah, it's been an excellent game. Excellent advert for the Premiership. I think for Chelsea now, they just want to try and keep possession and make Fulham chase around after, and not make the silly mistakes that they have at some points in this match.
Can Fulham strike back again, or will Chelsea go on to get a 4th goal and clinch it? At the moment, it looks more like the latter. But never discount Fulham the way they played here today. Senior couldn't control it. Cole could. Drogba coming to the near post. He's gone beyond him. Good header away by young Leacock. Now Guðjohnsen. Useful cross. Lampard's there. So was Drogba, and still there. And Lampard battling away as well. There was a claim of a handball in the middle of all that.
Well, fantastic play again from Chelsea. First it was Joe Cole, then Guðjohnsen with the crosses in, and as it comes to the back post, Frank Lampard going away from goal. It's good power in that volley, keeps it down, it just hits Tony Warner, and it's cleared for this corner.
Drogba almost underneath the crossbar here as it came flying into the 6-yard box.
Good header away there as well. Goma on this occasion, but Chelsea really seem to be controlling this again.
Well, they've certainly had the upper hand in terms of corners in this game, Chelsea. They've had most of the possession. They've scored most of the goals, but the 3 points aren't safe yet. Just over 10 minutes remaining. As Terry skies his clearance straight to Christanval. Back come Fulham again with the layoff by Radzinski to Legwinski. Now John. Rosenior. Christanval. And Leacock getting forward on the right. Christanval. Having the back pedal at the moment just to keep possession. Now Zach Knight goes long towards McBride. It's come out to Boa Morte now. That was smacked straight at a Chelsea man, and Fulham are furious. They believe they should have another penalty.
I think they've got a case as well. It's great control from Boa Morte. Keeps it down, hits the shot in, and there's John Terry. That's come off his left arm. He spread himself as he does normally, but that came off his arm there. That could have been a penalty. Should have been a penalty.
Two incidents in the game now, and Mr. Paul might have given penalty kicks and chose not to. One for either side. At least he's evened it up. As Robben crosses into the box, the linesman's flag has been raised. Free kick.
Well, it was offside, that's for sure, but at the other end, it should have been a penalty for Fulham. Chelsea have already had one turned down to early in the second half. This is offside, 2 players offside there, 3 players offside in the end. But really, it's all about the penalties that haven't been given this afternoon.
Well, I have to say, I've seen a lot of penalties given in similar circumstances to that. You can argue that very difficult for a player to get his arms out of the way when the ball's hit at him from that close range at that pace. But it's the risk you take if you raise your hands, and certainly the Chelsea man did. There's Joe Cole off on one of those mazy runs again. Hammered it straight against Knight. Full credit to Fulham the way they have responded to the challenges that Chelsea have set them here. And they're still in with a hope. Radzinski. Oh, that's sloppy. Can't afford to do that against Chelsea or anybody else for that matter. Ferreira has to drag it round onto his right foot. Geremi. That could be a great ball. Drogba's there. Oh, well played, Warner.
Well, Tony Warner had to get there. If he timed that wrong, he clatters into Drogba, he would have been off.
Makélélé, Gallas, Guðjohnsen, who drops off so intelligently to find those spaces, doesn't he?
And that's what you want, a player like that who finds time and space, and if you're under pressure, just give him the ball, and that's what they do to Joe Cole as well. Waste a bit of time, keep possession for your team.
7 minutes remaining. Chelsea lead by 3 goals to 2 here. Guðjohnsen. Cole. Off he goes again, mesmerising Leacock. Gets it back from Guðjohnsen. Keep ball is the name of the game now for Chelsea. The onus is on Fulham to come and get it off them. Poor clearance there by Čech. Guðjohnsen, Drogba, and ball spotted. Christanval the culprit.
It's great to see both managers down there, though, trying to influence the game. Chris Coleman trying to get his team to push forward and tactically change it to try and get back into this game, and Jose Mourinho saying, hey, let's keep hold of the ball, keep what we've got.
Well, I would imagine Fulham have given them as hard a time as most teams who've visited Stamford Bridge this season. And confusion there between defender and goalkeeper could have presented Fulham with a gift. Rosenior. Foul on Boa Morte. He's taken it early. Legwinski. Christanval. And suddenly the space opens up for him. Boa Morte.
Well, they're still asking questions, Fulham, and Chris Coleman's urging his team forward here, and they're giving everything they've got in this game, trying to get something out of it.
Into the last 5 minutes of a splendid contest here. Radzinski's cross is dangerous, and Czech certainly had to come and get that. What a great throw out too to Cole. He's beaten Knight, he's beaten him once, couldn't beat him twice.
Well, he's got to get his head up there at the end. Joe Cole did so well early on, made the space for himself, could have found Drogba, but went back onto his left foot and lost the opportunity.
Boa Morte wins the throw and takes it quickly to Radzinski. Well, they're all defenders at the moment for Chelsea. Guðjohnsen back. Rosenior's throw. Still contesting every single ball, Fulham. Whatever the outcome, I would expect Chris Coleman will be very pleased with his team's commitment.
He'll be extremely pleased, as you said, and they've got to carry this on into the next 3 games over the Christmas New Year. And if they play like this, I don't think they have any problems. They'll be moving up that table rather than looking over their shoulders at the teams above them trying to catch them.
Was the only problem from Fulham's point of view. They keep losing out on these high-scoring matches. And remember, they lost 3-2 at Middlesbrough recently. There could be another goal on the way here as Warner improvised cleverly. Three minutes. Plus, I would imagine, around about the same amount of time in stoppage time. Drogba's got hurt in that challenge. Now Boa Morte for Fulham. Good run, and he's earned a free kick. That could be important.
Oh, it's good play from the captain. It's Boa Morte. He's invited the tackle from Geremi. He's got the free kick. This is a chance for Fulham to put good delivery into the box and test Chelsea defensively again as we come into these dying minutes.
I think Drogba maybe had a word to say there. Not like him, is it? He's normally a quiet, unassuming character. Doesn't get involved in anybody else's arguments. I'm joking, of course.
Yeah, he likes to have a chat with the referees these days, doesn't he? Didier Drogba.
Not the best delivery. Easy clearance for Lampard. Robben. Got Cole ahead of him, who's got to try and stay onside. Oh, it's a lovely ball forward, though. And surely he can finish them off here. Lampard, he had to check back. Guðjohnsen.
Well, Frank was so unselfish there, really. I thought he was going to just drive on and test the goalkeeper, but decided to hold the play up for Guðjohnsen. Might have got the shot in, but a comfortable save for Tony Warner, really. But good counter-attacking from Chelsea.
Radzinski looking to get it back from John. Rosenior. Possible handball by Lampard, and again, it doesn't go in Fulham's favour. Somebody said something here out of turn, and the referee has flashed the yellow card at Collins John.
Well, that's stupid from Collins John there, remonstrating with the referee where your team's already got possession of the ball. He thinks it should have been handball. Maybe it should have been, but your team's still in possession of the ball, and he's given a free kick away and taken the pressure off of Chelsea.
But I don't think they've had an outstanding day, the officials, because there's certainly 2 penalties that might have been given that weren't, quite apart from anything else. Into the final seconds now of normal time. All eyes will be on the 4th official in a moment to see how much stoppage time there is.
Well, I think we'll get quite a bit of injury time if all the substitutions come on. The controversy about the penalties that weren't given at 5 goals as well. I think we'll get a little bit of that on time, which I think Fulham will want.
And there's the figure. 4 minutes will be played. They've just awarded man of the match to Joe Cole. Certainly couldn't argue with that. He's played a key part in their best moments.
Well, I think he's been in excellent form. Joe Cole recently, Chelsea's top attacking player, that's for sure. But the only black mark on that is that he gave the penalty away to get Fulham back to 2-2 with his foul on McBride. But overall, he's been excellent once again.
And McBride, who has been outstanding for Fulham, helps to win on a throw here. You've got to get on with it. And Big Zat Knight's come forward. He's the target for Radzinski. The flick on takes it into a crowded area, and the linesman, I think, has decided that when Radzinski took that long throw, he didn't have both his feet on the ground.
Well, it's a shame from Fulham's point of view, but Radzinski trying to get as much length on his throw as he could and overstepped the line. The sharp-eyed assistant, Phil Sharp, who didn't give the penalty, but he can give foul throws.
Yes, I think I understand the point you're making. Well, this is all good for Chelsea, just breaking up Fulham's rhythm. Not too many people in this capacity crowd at Stamford Bridge have left early, and that's a tribute to Fulham and the fact that they're still in it here, deep into stoppage time. Won the ball back with John. Christanval. Have to go back to Warner to find a bit of room here. He was not given much room by Joe Cole. Now there's a chance for Boa Morte to get ahead of the Chelsea defence. McBride was well placed. I think he went deliberately for goal there. I think.
Well, I'd have to disagree, unfortunately, but I think he's gone for the cross to the far stick. But McBride's come in short, and he's gone for the far post and missed the... It was a poor cross in the end, but missed the goals as well if it was a shot. But I think that takes the pressure off Chelsea.
Only he knows.
Maybe he doesn't even know.
Yeah. Around 60 seconds remaining as Guðjohnsen concedes the throw. Mourinho furiously urging one more big effort from his team. Here's Joe Cole. Great run by Cole. Sets it up for Drogba. Good save by Warner.
Well, it was a good save from the goalkeeper. Tony Warner spread himself well, but really, Didier Drogba should have wrapped things up there for Chelsea. The man with his goal-scoring ability really should have killed Fulham off there.
This could be Fulham's final attack. Radzinski tries to slide it in again for McBride. Excellent defending by the skipper.
Excellent defending, read the situation really well, covered round on his centre-back partner Gallas there, and that's what John Terry's all about. Leads by example, the skipper, never say die attitude.
And Fulham have a free kick here. McBride has won it, and I would imagine this will be the last meaningful action of the game. If they don't score from this, they won't score. And Warner has been sent forward, the goalkeeper.
Well, Boa Morte's put a good ball in here. This first cross from here just now hit the front man. Really, he's got to put a decent ball in.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And he can try again.
Great performance by Fulham, but they're not quite good enough to beat Chelsea. Chelsea wins 3-2.